You're live. We are live. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, George, in the comments section. And welcome to our session for this morning. Emails. How are you, George? Did you have a good weekend? Of course, that question goes to anyone who wants to answer. Send me a message. I see. I don't see you two, but I see your comment. Thank you, George. Let me know how you are. How your weekend's been. Yes, I'm assuming that means yes. Had a good weekend. Fantastic. We have a slightly different focus for today. We are still going to do a little bit of a workout, but we're going to focus a little bit on mindfulness, which is in support of Children's Mental Health Week, which is this week. And of course, that is in support of you and in all of you. So a slightly different focus. We'll give it a moment or two, make sure everyone that's going to be here is going to be here. We can still smile. Smiling is a very important part of mindfulness and being aware. It's Monday morning, so we want to feel I want to stop using the word focus, but it's the best word. We want to feel focused. We want to be mindful. We want to be aware. I do have a question today. However, it is a slightly different style of question. So there will not be an answer in this one video for my question today. And there is no right answer either. I know those types of questions usually are a little bit more difficult to get your head around and to answer, of course. But the question is to you and is for you all. Okay, so I'm gonna mention it now as we start today's session. My question for you is: what will you do to be mindful today? So you don't have to answer that right now. You can think of throughout the session the question, and you can think about what your answer to the question is at the end. Of course, you're welcome to send me a message. Hopefully, I'll explain to you a little bit more about what mindfulness is and how you can do that over the course of this session and the different ways that you can be mindful. And it will give you an insight as to what this week is all about and certainly what this session is all about. Okay, it's a little bit darker than it has been. I'm relying on the light from the room, much more than the light from outside today. So slightly different lighting. We are going to begin just sitting down, and we're going to do a little bit of a breathing exercise. Okay, so we're going to sit in a space, ideally a nice quiet space, and we're going to just start off with some breathing. Okay, a bit of breathing techniques. Oh, George has already got some ideas. Fantastic. And good morning, Stanley. Happy birthday for 16 days' time. I'm assuming that's what that means. And good morning, Lucy. I'm very well. Thank you for asking. We're going to begin seated. Cross your legs, however, is comfortable for you. Okay. So whichever way around it is. And I'm not going to tell you to close your eyes at any stage today. But if you feel it's something that you are comfortable doing, if it's something that you are happy to embrace and happy to welcome in, I encourage you to. Okay, so you don't have to, but I certainly encourage you to just take a moment, think about. It helps you to just shut off what's around you. So just from here, we're going to just begin a real slow intake of breath. So we're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our nose just to begin with. Okay, so breathe in through your nose and out. Breathing in and out. And what I want you to think about as you're breathing in and out is how your body moves with the breath. And what you have to do as that happens. How each breath just triggers something in your body. And part of mindfulness is just to feel those changes as the breath enters and leaves. And as you do this, what I want you to do now is just place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. And as you breathe in, see if you can notice any changes. Still in through your nose. And as you're here, you should start to feel your chest and tummy expand, so get bigger as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, you should feel it compress, so it gets smaller, sends all of the air out again through your nose. And now I want you to start thinking about how that might impact the rest of your body. So keep your shoulders up nice and high. And now focus. You can relax your hands again now. Just for another couple of rounds, I want you just to feel how the breath travels into your body and out, not just in your chest and your belly, but maybe from your shoulders. What happens to your shoulders? What happens to your knees? What happens to your hands? We're actually going to do that from top to bottom. What happens to your head as you breathe in? What happens to your chin? Your neck? Can you feel your chest? Remind yourself of your chest again and your belly. Just bring attention now as well. So think about your knees. So your hands on your knees. Can you feel your knees? And what are your feet doing and your ankles? How do they feel in this position? Maybe give your toes a little wiggle. Your fingers a little wiggle, all whilst you breathe in and out. If your eyes were closed, slowly bring them to open. And you can watch as we do this. So using the breath that we've just begun to, so the word is synchronize. That means work with. So we're doing it at the same time. So we're working with our breath. Okay. We're going to do some arm raises. So we're going to lift our arms from our side, just like we might normally do in a lesson. We're going to lift our arms up as we breathe in. And we'll let our fingertips touch at the top and breathe out. And they're coming back down. Okay, and again, as you breathe in, your arms come up. And as you breathe out, your arms come down. Okay, and you're going to do that all at the same time with your breath. You don't have to follow me, but it's going to be with your breath. So each time you breathe in, you go up, out, you come back down. You can lay your hands on the floor each time. Or you can just rest them on your knees again. Just to add to this, we're going to do a little twist. So breathe out one last time. And this time as you breathe in, you're going to come to one side and out, back down to the ground. So you're just going to turn your heart to turn to the other side and breathe out as you go. Okay, breathing in and out. So we're doing a little twist. Okay, and one more, we're just going to reach over this time. So one hand comes up, breathing in. So this hand, I'm going to do my left hand on the floor. My right hand, as I breathe in, is going to come up and over. Feel a stretch in the side of my body, so through my obliques. And breathe out. So again, we're going to do that in sync with our breath. Breathing in. And breathing out. Perfect. And we're just going to change. So I want you to feel now in your body a slight change in the way that you're sitting. So your feet are going to come together. Bring your heels in so that they feel comfortable. We're going to have a little stretch on the inner thigh. Okay, and just with maybe a little bit of pressure, just encouraging your knees out if you're not as flexible as I am, perhaps. And I want you again just to focus on your breath, breathing in and out. And perhaps here you can stretch yourself a bit further forwards. Again, with your breath. So breathing in and out. Now, some of you will be very comfortably close to your feet. Others, like me, will find this a little bit harder to get so low. But I want you to really concentrate on your breath just for 2 or 3 rounds here. See with your breath if you can make yourself go lower. So as you breathe in, hold, and as you breathe out, come a little bit lower down. Notice the change in what you can do just by breathing. Again, if your eyes are closed, slowly bring them open. And from where you are, slowly relax to come to a seated position. Okay, well, the first thing we're going to move on to now is just from where we are, you can cross your legs, move forwards into a tabletop position. We're going to just turn to the side. So a tabletop position is on all fours, okay? Hands underneath the shoulders and your knees underneath your hips, okay? And what we're going to begin with is another breathe. So we're going to breathe again. The focus is on our breath, okay? A lot of breathing today. And what we're going to do is called cat-cow. It's a bit of a yoga move, okay? And as you breathe in, you're going to fill your lungs and let your belly come down, looking up towards the sky with a little bend in your back. And as you breathe out, you're going to empty your belly. You remember that from when we started, and curl in to a cat position with your back curled up. So breathing in, you're going to bend, belly comes down, chin comes up, and when you breathe out, empty the belly, bring your belly button up to meet your back, and tuck your chin in. Again, you're doing this with your breath. Breathing in, and breathe out, and the whole while you should be thinking about what your body is having to do and how the breath helps. Okay, if you're feeling a little bit tight in your forehead, so if you're feeling like there's stress in your face, consciously relax that. So think about it and relax in your face. If you're feeling stress in your arms, think about it and just let it relax. We'll do one more here, cycle of breath. So breathing in and out. One last time. And then you're going to finish in a neutral position. That means in the middle, so neither up nor down. Okay, a bit like the soldiers on the hill when they were. Oh, don't worry about that. What we're going to do, we're just going to alternate our arms and legs now. Okay, so we're going to. This is very similar to what an exercise we would normally do in these workouts. Okay, so from here we're just going to concentrate with our breathing. Again, we're going to breathe in to bring one leg and one arm up. Now I'm doing opposite arm and opposite leg. Okay, to help with my balance. And as you breathe out, you can bring it back down. So we're going to focus each one with our breath. So breathe in, breathe out. Okay? Breathe in, breathe out. I'm going to go again. And out. And we're going to do this 2 more times, 1 on each side. And again, breathe in. And out. And relax here in our tabletop position. Okay? Now, with your breath, what we're going to do is we're going to hold a plank pose. Okay? So in our plank position, we're going to, in a moment, we're going to tuck our feet under. We're going to make sure that our hands are still underneath our shoulders. And we're going to press up away from the ground. So our shoulders are going to lift. Okay? And we're going to use our arms to hold our body off of the ground in a plank pose. Okay? I know usually this is something I would say you can have your knees down, but I want us to begin in a full plank and then I'll talk you through it. Okay? So tuck your feet underneath your toes, rather. Your toes underneath your feet, just like this. I'm going to have to move back in a moment, but I realise you won't be able to see my feet. Make sure your arms are just underneath your feet, and you're going to come up into this position, okay? Now you might slide so that your feet come back, and this is where you're going to breathe in, and slowly control your breath here, holding your body up, okay? Lifting from the shoulders, relaxing in the face, and breathe. Concentrate on that breath. And notice what each breath does to your body as you're in this position. Just hold. If you're feeling a shake, I am too. I feel a little shake in my arms, and that is okay. Appreciate that. Understand that. That is your body's way of reminding you your muscles are working. Good morning. Good morning, muscles. Hold that. Another cycle of breath in and out. And slowly bring your knees back to the ground to relax. Well done. You can just rest your arms a little bit here. What we're going to do is we're going to bring our chest to the ground. Now, if you were able to, and you want to, from your press-up position, your plank position, you can come straight down to the ground to lay flat. And if you're on your knees, you can do that too. Down to the ground. Okay, keep your hands underneath your shoulders. And what we're going to do is we're just going to, with our breath, breathing in, lift into a cobra pose and relax back down with your breath as you breathe out. We're going to do 3 of those. So as you breathe in, you come up, breathe out, you come down. So this is with your breath. I'm not using my arms to push, I'm just using my breath and my core muscles. 1 more. Super. If you're feeling brave enough, from here, tuck your feet under, push from your arms. You're going to lift your whole body up back into a press-up position, okay? If you want your knees to stay down, you can do that. But we're going to push up into our plank position. And what we're going to do from here, we're just going to lift our hips up and our head comes in between our arms with the breath as we breathe in and breathe out. Remember to focus that the whole time. And as you're here, just take a cycle of breath. So breathing in, keep your hips up, and breathing out. 1 more, breathing in and breathing out. Good. You can relax back into plank position, or your knees can come down. And we're going to finish in standing position. So we're going to do that 1 more time. Okay. So we're going to come back into our cobra position. So back down to the ground. So bring your body flat. Breathing out. Breathe in. To come up. Back down to the ground. We're going to push up here as you breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Hips come up high. And from here, you're going to walk your feet nice and slow to the top. And from here, we're just going to lift up with your breath And you should be back to a standing position, nice and relaxed. Whilst you're there, just going to have a little look. We've got some music happening, musical chairs happening. So we're going to do a couple more breaths here as we did at the beginning, okay? So arms are coming up to meet at the top. Okay, so we're just going to breathe in, meeting at the top, and breathe out, coming to the bottom. Find somewhere comfortable for your feet. So I want you to, again, consciously, with thought, so think about it. Where's comfortable? As you're doing this, you should feel your body and how comfortable it is. Breathing in, meeting at the top, with a turn. And again, breathing in. Breathing in. And out. Fantastic. What we're going to do is called a forward fold. So this time as we breathe in, we're going to go all the way to the top. And we're going to fold all the way down as we breathe out. And we're going to just hang here for a moment, okay? You don't have to be perfectly still. Find what's comfortable for you. That cycle of breath now should highlight for you as you're breathing in what's comfortable, what's not comfortable, what feels good, what feels less good. And as you're hanging here and you found what's comfortable and you found what feels good and you found how you feel most relaxed, okay, even with a little movement in your shoulders, a little bend in the knee, okay, maybe your feet go a little bit wider, maybe they come a little bit closer together, and you just hang here just for a moment. And on the next breath, you're going to come all the way back up, but you're going to stack the spine one at a time. Breathing in, slow. And come to just relax with your hands down by your side. Okay. And just a last couple of exercises before we finish. Okay. We're just going to come into a chair pose. Okay. I'm going to show you from here. So what we're going to do is as we breathe in, our bottom's going to come out like we're turning into a chair or sitting into a chair. Okay. So we're just going to lift, breathing in, hold here, and breathe out. Okay, so with your breath. Okay, and we're going to do a couple more of those. One more. And we're just going to finish by coming down to the ground just for a laying down meditation. Okay, so just lying on your back. And you are welcome to go at any time from now, okay? But I'm just going to spend 2, maybe 3 minutes here. We're just going to lay. I'm going to talk you through a little bit of meditation and a bit of mindfulness as we go. Don't forget, my question for today is, what are you going to do today that is mindful? Now that can be about thinking for yourself, can be thinking for others. It can be about your emotions. It can be about your body. Okay, it can be something you can change today, something that you can change tomorrow, something that you can maybe do next week. But what can you do that makes you more mindful? And I want you to think about that today. So with your breath, I want you to feel your body sink into the ground. We're just going to do another little check-in just to finish off, okay? So I'm going to talk you through from head to toe just for a moment. So relax your head. Relax your cheeks. Relax your tongue. Relax your back, your shoulders into the ground. Relax your arms and your elbows. Relax your fingers. Relax your belly and your lower back. Let your back just rest on the ground underneath you, and let the ground underneath support your back. Relax your hips. And your knees. Relax your ankles and your toes. If you haven't already, relax your eyes. So again, you don't need to close them if you don't want to. Some of you may already find that they are closed. But if they're open, just let them be soft. Don't focus on any one thing. Imagine you're looking through from the back of your head. Just take another cycle of breath here. And if your eyes are closed, slowly bring them to open. And roll just onto your side and push yourself up to a seated position. And that is everything for today. Thank you very much for joining in. Hopefully we did just as much of a wake up as we would normally do. Even more so, maybe a little bit more for our mind than we would normally do. Okay, so thank you all for joining me today. I'll be back again tomorrow for something fairly similar. So it's going to be much more like this week. We're just going to really focus on what is happening to our body rather than just making our body do things. Okay, and sometimes it's equally as important, if not more so, to think about the changes that happen to us as we go forwards. Okay, somebody said the other day that I really liked was about being an observer for ourselves. So taking the opportunity to look at yourself as if you were somebody on the outside. And I think that's really important, looking at your body, looking at yourself to identify something that maybe doesn't feel right, maybe isn't good for you, and helping you to change that. Okay, so have a lovely day, everyone. Hopefully you have a lovely week and you're all focused and ready to go. Feel free to send me a message at any time this week that tells me what you are doing to be more mindful. And of course, there is a challenge. There's another video with a little challenge for you to express yourselves this week. So find that. That's been sent out this morning to parents. So look at that on the school YouTube channel. Find that and send me in some videos of you expressing yourselves and being more mindful and being more thoughtful, and photographs that you've taken and anything that you can do that expresses yourself. Okay, have a lovely day. Speak to you very soon, and goodbye.